Beautiful Westerville, Ohio. On this lovely afternoon, I'm Sam Hamed here with Kyle Zeese at the Rike Center here on Reynolds Court, where the Otterbein Lady Cardinals are here to play the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. Both teams are off to a pretty decent start this year. Both teams at 12-8, and Otterbein not doing too bad themselves, coming off of a pretty big win last Wednesday over 19th ranked Marietta, 69-68 in overtime, and coming off this past Wednesday also a win 83-65 over John Carroll.
Yeah, I mean everything's been smooth sailing so far for the Cardinals. I think they're starting to play with a little bit of momentum on their side. They're defending their court, and I think this is a big game for them. They know it. Baldwin Wallace knows it, and it's just one of those things where it's like it's time, enough talk, and it's time to play.
And last time these two played in Berea, Baldwin Wallace definitely took it to Otterbein, winning 63-87, with number 15 Hannah Feck just lining it up against the Cardinals.
Yeah, and I think that'll be fresh in Otterbein's mind tonight. I think they realize that they're out for a little bit of a revenge game, right? So now you're looking at even records. Okay, we're both sitting at 12-8. More importantly, we're sitting at 8-5 in the conference. So there's that. There's the momentum push that you need. Revenge games are always important. Conference revenge games are always important. And I think this is be a great contest here today.
And this win here could possibly put Otterbein up as high as number 3 in the conference. Right now they're sitting at 4th, actually right behind Baldwin Wallace both at 12-8 and 8-5 in the conference. So this is a real momentum pusher in conference standings as well and in the OAC tournament.
Yeah, and we saw them beat number 19 Marietta last week. You mentioned on Wednesday, 69-68 in overtime. So big game there. Now I think that gives us some confidence. The Heidelberg win is huge, and they're just rolling right now. This is a team playing with a lot of confidence, and they got to use that on their side tonight. And I think if they do that, come up with a strong start, eliminate the turnovers, and just play their game, I think we're going to see an Otterbein win here today.
I think a place where Otterbein really needs to work on this season is actually behind the arc. Otterbein as a team only shooting about 28.7% from behind the arc, so not too good for the Cards, where their opponents are shooting about 34.5% from behind the arc.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely something that, and when we talk about them playing their game, they don't have to be greedy beyond the arc. They know it's not their strong suit. They don't have to go out and try to contest these people, contest their opponents just throwing up threes. Play your game. Play inside. They have the size advantage. A lot of taller girls here for Otterbein, and they'll use that to their advantage. Play inside. Be okay with coming away with 2 points and 1 point. You don't have to hit for 3 all the time.
That's right. 3 out of 5 of Otterbein starters this tonight. Abby Schultz, Kirsten Taylor, and Dana Kissel are above that 5'8" range. At two of them at 5'9", and one being Kirsten Taylor at 5'10". So definitely a much bigger lineup compared to the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. And we're about to get underway here, about a minute and a half left of pregame left, where we are here in beautiful Westerville, Ohio, and it is currently 2:55 p.m. in the afternoon, where the Otterbein Cardinals are here to take on the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. I'm Sam Hamed here with Kyle Zeiss with WOBN, Otterbein TV, and 97, and we are also being covered on radio on 97.5, The Wild Card.
Yeah, absolutely. Give them a listen too if you get a chance. Great coverage down there. I know we've both done some radio games before. It's a lot of fun sitting up here and getting to watch. We've done some men's games and women's games, of course, and it's a fun atmosphere here. And looks like slowly but surely the Rike Center starting to pack in a little bit. It's a good day for some basketball as some snow starts to threat the air heading into tomorrow. So I think that's perfect basketball weather, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, luckily basketball's an indoor sport, so
Absolutely.
We don't have to worry about any snowfall coming down on a basketball court anytime soon.
Absolutely. Yeah, we saw the lacrosse team. They're practicing outside today as I was walking into the game. I'd rather be in here.
I'd agree with you on that one. And it looks like the teams are getting lined up right now, possibly getting ready for some announcements regarding the starters, and the national anthem will be playing soon here, so we'll come off here real quick for the national anthem. Thank you very much. And it looks like we're about to get underway here. Time set to 10 minutes right now on the game clock, and the starting lineups are about to be announced here pretty soon. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you did not get that, Otterbein's starting 5 so far is number 2, Allie Cardinal, number 4, Abby Scholes, number 20, Kirsten Taylor, number 24, Abby Maduri, and number 44, Danny Kissel. Starting for Baldwin Wallace is number 4, Casey Hughes, number 12, Riley Schill, number 13, Kara Marshall, number 14, Megan Schubert, and number 15, Hannah Fecht.
And I want to point out something. I think the biggest matchup here tonight, I think we're going to see a bit of a chess game. We have 2 very experienced head coaches in Connie Richardson at Otterbein in her 27th season, Baldwin Wallace, Sherry Hare, 28th season. These are coaches that they know what they're talking about. They know what they're doing. They've been in big moments like this. You know, I'm sure we're going to see a big chess match here today.
I agree with you on that one. I mean, these are 2, like you said, 2 very experienced coaches, 2 very experienced teams. A lot of upperclassmen starting today. A couple juniors and seniors from Otterbein, and a junior and a senior from Baldwin Wallace as well. And oh my, the 6'3" Megan Schubert is going up for the tip-off. And not surprised, she won that against the 5'9" Abby Scholes as they get underway here.
Not much of a contest there to get started, but Otterbein will settle back into D.
Baldwin Wallace on offense here, over on the side there, to the far side, and a foul will be called. Foul is on number 14, Megan Schubert. It is her team first of the evening, and off to a pretty solid start so far for both sides.
Well, you win the tip-off one way, get a foul back the other way. I think we'll see him settle in here.
And now Danny Kissel tosses it off to Kirsten Taylor. Taylor under the bucket, kind of just goes under beneath the backboard, and on Wallace quickly gets it back. Wallace off to the near side, drives to the basket, is number 13, Kara Marshall, but no good. Oh, and Allie Cardinal got the ball back and quickly lost it, stumbled off her feet a little bit. And Baldwin Wallace back with the ball. And over at the top of the key was number 4, Casey Hughes, tossed it off. And tossing it back into the middle is number 15, Hannah Fecht, tossing it back over to the outside and dribbling around to the top of the key. About 5 seconds left here on the play clock. And a wild shot taken, kind of just taken to get rid of the shot clock violation, but off to no avail. With the ball now is number 2, Allie Cardinal, tosses it off to Abby Schultz. Who's at the top of the key, gives it back over to Danny Kissel. Kissel over to Cardinal. Cardinal on the far side, over to Schultz in the paint. And the 3 is good for number 24, Abby Maduri.
Well, of course, we're talking about how they haven't been great beyond the arc earlier before the game, and now here they are. Coming right out. Excellent start.
That's right. Abby Maduri, pretty good. So that was her first 3-pointer of the year. Actually, never mind. That was her first free throw. That was her first 3 of the game. She isn't that much of a 3-point shooter, anyways.
No, and I think it's one of those where there was a good look there, good ball circulation. just happened to get the open look, take the shot. I think that was great offense there. A little sloppy starts, I think, for both teams here. Now let's see them settle down with it 2 minutes into this one.
That's right. Now with the ball for Otterbein. Otterbein in the white and with red trim, and Baldwin Wallace in the brown with yellow trim. Cardinal with the ball, tosses it over to Kirsten Taylor. Taylor from the free throw area shoots it to no avail. Ball is rebounded and tossed back over to Allie Cardinal, where she is over by Cardi right now as she dribbles down to the far side. Passes it over to Kirsten Taylor. Taylor over to Maduri. And I believe a foul has just been called. Foul is on Baldwin Wallace, number 4, Casey Hughes. Looks like the ref was calling for a little bit of contact over there by Hughes, trying to go for a reach-in.
Yeah, not really sure there. And now this is the good time for the girls to kind of figure out, okay, how are the refs going to call this one? And you're starting to get an idea of it here early.
That's right. Cardinal with the ball, tosses it over to Abby Scholes. Scholes driving through, gets it stolen, and it is retrieved by Baldwin Wallace, and they just get it from rolling out of bounds. Baldwin Wallace with a big lob pass over there to number 5. Excuse me. Oh. And it looks like the ball was stolen over there by number 24, Abby Madura, and she just drove all the way down with an easy layup to make it 5-0 for the Cardinals.
Yeah, Otterbein right now capitalizing on the turnovers from Baldwin Wallace. You see right there, just slips right through the hands. A little bit of contact there. No harm done.
Looks like a holding call was being called on number 2, Allie Cardinal. And subbing into the game for the Cardinals is number 11, Delaney Cutridge. And
looks like Bryn Mangold right there.
That's right, Bryn Mangold, the 6-foot center. And looks like she'll probably have a pretty good matchup right now, having her hands full with, number 14, Megan Schubert. With the ball right now for Cardinals, for the Jelly Jackets was number 10, Katie Smith. She tossed it back over to number 22, Rachel Womeldorf, and she drained it over for a easy 2-point field goal. Cardinals with the ball now, number 11, passing it off to Bryn Mangold. Mangold over to Allie Cardinal. Cardinal dribbling over now at the top of the key, passes it over to Kissel. Kissel on the far side driving through, takes the shot, and it is good.
Good leverage there by Danny Kissel. Comes in, climbs the ladder up. Nice easy 2 points there for the Cardinals to regain that 5-point lead.
And Baldwin Wallace's number 12, Riley Schill, tried to drive through to no avail. Pretty good defense over there by the Cardinals. As it looks like the Cardinals, just a bad pass, a little bit of miscommunication. And capitalizing off the turnover was number 22, Rachel Womeldorf, with 2 points again. And the lead has been cut down to a 3-point lead. Score is 7-4, Otterbein over Baldwin Wallace.
Yeah, now we're starting to see it both ways. Both teams capitalizing off of turnovers. And that's going to be key here. Can you limit the turnovers, especially as we start to get down to crunch time? You know, right now it's early, but those are going to catch up with you real quick.
Driving through the lane was number 20, Kirsten Taylor, to no avail. And a foul is being called on number 14, Bryn Mangold of Otterbein. A good couple of fouls being called right now in the opening minutes of this basketball matchup.
Yeah, we're not quite halfway through this first quarter, and we've seen our fair share, 2 apiece so far, and we'll see if they can settle in here and clean this up.
Wallace with the ball at the top of the key was number 10. Katie Smith tosses it over into the paint to no avail. Ball goes off the rim over there. Fouls on number 5, J.C. Jones of Otterbein, her first. And now at the line, shooting 2 is number 5, Tiffany Bentler of Baldwin Wallace. First shot is good.
So it's easy to sit up here and talk about this, but they're called free throws for a reason. And there she capitalizes on both of them. So, you know, that to me, I count that as a turnover. Maybe not officially, but that's the same thing. You just handed them 2 points right there, and that's got to be cleaned up in order for Otterbein to keep this lead.
I'd agree with you there. Otterbein with the ball, JC Jones on the far side, dribbling up close to the top of the key. Tosses it back over to Abby Schultz. Schultz over to Mangold. Mangold over back to Cutridge. She takes a shot from the field, and it is good.
Great job there by Cutridge. We've seen her start to take over some games, and just like that, getting a good start here for her.
Lainey Cutridge playing in 18 games, only starting 5, but she's a very good bench piece here for Otterbein.
Yeah, absolutely. Great depth that Otterbein works from, and Coach Connie Richardson is blessed to have Cutridge on her team and be able to use her off the bench just like you said.
Otterbein capping off of a turnover. J.C. Jones driving into the basket and lobs up a shot to no avail. As Baldwin Wallace regains the ball, dribbling the ball now for Baldwin Wallace's number 3, Mackenzie Matthews, the junior guard out of North Royalton High School. Ball's tossed back over to Matthews. Matthews dribbling through the lane, trying to find an open woman, but to no avail. And she ends up finding one, and number 25, Macy Shenter. And the ball is lost in the paint by Shenter and regained by number 5, J.C. Jones. Jones tosses it off to Kissel. Kissel driving through the lane, looking for an open woman. Tosses back over to Jones. Jones to Cutridge. Cutridge back over. J.C. Jones with the 3 to no avail.
Yeah, just a little short there on that shot. I think she extended her arms just a little too bit. I think the elbows might have locked on her. Not the cleanest shot she was able to get off, and ultimately comes up short. But this is a good time here for Otterbein to get some fresh legs on the court.
That's right. Otterbein, I mean, they've been doing pretty good with these rotations so far. I don't think the only starter back into the game right now is number 20, Kirsten Taylor, and number 4, Abby Schultz. So, with the ball right now is number 5, J.C. Jones. Jones dribbling close to the volleyball black line, dribbles through. Oh, passes it off to Taylor. Taylor to Cardinal. Cardinal with the 3 off the rim. Schultz with the rebound, tries to just lob it up, gets a shot off, but to no avail. And she's a little slow to get up. With the ball right now is number 4, Casey Hughes. Hughes tossing it off. Back up to the top of the key with Hughes. Hughes to number 11, Gabby Garrett. Garrett with the 3 to no avail. Garrett gets her own rebound. Tosses it off and stolen by Abby Cardinal. She is having quite a game so far in these in the first 7 minutes here of regulation.
Yeah, great job there by Cardinal. Kind of disguises herself into coverage. Comes away with an interception and leads to 2 points.
Easy 2-point score there for number 5, J.C. Jones. As Otterbein's lead is now back up to 11-6, a 5-point lead for the Cards. With the ball is Gabby Garrett onto the near side. Garrett dribbling through, tosses it off to number 25, Macy Shenter. Shenter drives to no avail.
Yeah, I think Shenter had a little more time than maybe what she thought. She was only able to get one hand there on that layup. Not great positioning. And Otterbein comes away with it.
Allie Cardinal with the ball on the far side, tosses it into the free throw area. Tosses it into the free throw area for Scholes, and Scholes gets it up for no avail. With the ball again is Gabby Garrett for the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. Tosses it off to Shenter. Shenter with draining a 3 from downtown.
Well, there she gets her revenge. Missed the layup there. Now comes back and gets a 3. Great job there by Shenter. Able to block that out and go in and get some points back for her team.
2-point lead for the Cards right now. Allie Cardinal over there by Cardi by the volleyball line. And now tosses it over to number 5, J.C. Jones. Good screen set by Taylor. Taylor looking for a shot, couldn't quite find it, and gets blocked by number 40, Sydney Diedrich, out of Chardon Gilmore Academy.
Yeah, the Yellow Jackets not giving Otterbein too much real estate down there in front of the basket, and that showed. They've had a couple of block shots down there, just like that what we saw with Kirsten Taylor.
Hughes with the missed shot now with Cardinal. Cardinal over to Taylor. Taylor takes her shot, and it is good. 2-point shot for Kirsten Taylor. Taylor is playing supremely well so far this quarter for the Cards.
Yeah, great job. Good extension there and able to come away with 2 points. Critical.
And Courage passes it over to Cardinal. Cardinal and the Taylor in the paint, and it is good. Good playmaking and good passes over there by the Cardinals, just looking for those open lanes.
Allie Cardinal looking a little like Tom Brady, just a snipe. Right down there low, Kirsten Taylor wide open. I like it.
Like it a lot. Now with the ball is number 4, Casey Hughes. Hughes over to number 3, Mackenzie Matthews. Matthews looking for an open woman. Tosses it back over to Hughes at the top of the key. And she cannot find an open woman. 7 seconds left. 3. And Justin, a move of desperation, kind of tries to toss it over to who she thought was open, might have been number 25, Macy Shenter, over in the paint.
Yeah, there's about 3 seconds there on the shot clock, and I think she gets a little too aggressive there and ultimately throws that one away. But now you get 33 seconds for Otterbein to really add to their lead. What's overall been a good quarter here for the Cardinals.
Getting some rest now for the Cards is J.C. Jones, Cutteridge, and Abby Schultz. Checking back into the game for the Cards is number 44, Danny Kissel. It appears to be...
And 14, Bryn Mangold.
Oh, Mangold still in the game. And number 24, Abby Maduri, also back into the game. And a bit of confusion going on right now. Looks like the officials are unaware of... Looks like Coach Connie Richardson is just asking about kind of what just happened. But not a clear answer is being given right now.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what we have here. Looks like they'll get this sorted out.
Looks like a foul might have been called on number 5, J.C. Jones, but I think Connie's just asking about, what just happened.
Yeah, she's maybe just as confused as we are up here. But you see the official, he'll head over and give an explanation to Coach Harrer.
Yeah.
Well, based on Coach Harrer's reaction there, she's obviously not too happy about it.
Yeah.
But
I'd agree with you there. Look, she is not happy at all.
Yeah. She's looks like it might have been an assistant coach mix-up.
Now Cardinal with the ball, tosses it over to Maduri. Maduri over to Mangold. Mangold onto the far side, tosses it over to Cardinal, but Cardinal lost the ball to the near side near the Baldwin Wallace bench. And Coach Harr still not happy about that call.
Yeah, not quite sure. Obviously a miscommunication there on the Yellow Jacket bench and their substitutes.
Yeah.
Something they'll have to get figured out here as the game progresses.
Shot good for the Yellow Jackets by number 14, Megan Schubert, the 6'3" forward out of Ayersville High School in Defiance, Ohio. End of the first period. Score is 15-11 Otterbein, but that does not tell you the whole story. I mean, this game has just been a bit of a mismatch, really. I mean...
Well, not to jump on you here, but I think it's been a little sloppy at times.
Yeah.
I think we're seeing some fouls. I think we're seeing just overall not great play. I don't think either team's really satisfied with that quarter.
Yeah.
Ultimately, you look at the scoreboard, Otterbein's going to take the 4-point lead, but both teams have some stuff to clean up here. And it'll be interesting to see who can regain that momentum, who can win the second quarter, and ultimately get that momentum going into halftime, because I say it all the time, and we've talked about it, how much this game is a game of momentum. And overall, not a great quarter, but it's one that Otterbein will take.
That's right. I mean, I'd walk away with a 4-point lead right now if I was Otterbein. I mean, this is a pretty difficult Baldwin Wallace team who kind of lit them up the last time they met in Berea.
Yeah, absolutely. And we talked about at the top of the broadcast with Hannah Fetch, and we haven't seen her a whole lot. I haven't called her number a whole lot here in the first quarter, and she was one that obviously had a great game last time these two met. So something just to keep an eye on as this game progresses. Maybe, we start to check out some different matchups, who gets the hot hand. But I think we're in for an interesting ride here in the second quarter.
I agree with you there. And timeout is over. Excuse me, the timeout. Yeah, excuse me. The timeout for the first period ending is over. It is now. We have 10 minutes out on the clock. And the score is 15-11, Otterbein to Baldwin Wallace. If you're joining us, I'm Samer Hamed here with Kyle Zeiss, and we are in Westerville, Ohio, where the Otterbein Lady Cardinals are here to take on the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, Coach Harrer is still getting an explanation. Looks like that gets cleared up from the officiating crew as the other official speaks with the Otterbein bench. Not sure what the confusion was or something, but obviously some sort of mix-up that both sides needed a clear explanation, and always great when the officials can hand that out.
We've had a pretty interesting end to the first quarter and pretty interesting beginning to the second. I'll tell you that right now. And it looks like tossing it in for the Yellow Jackets will be number 15, Hannah Fetched over to number 12, Riley Schill, as she dribbles it off and starts it off for the Yellow Jackets. She is driving right now, tosses it off to number 10, and brings it back over to Hannah Fetched. Fetched tosses it over to number 13, Riley Schill. Schill back over to Fetch. Fetch drives in the lane and gets a 2-bucket point, really well contested by Otterbein. Just Fetch kind of had that reach around.
Yeah, good defense there. Everyone's in good position, and that's just a better player right there. And we talked about her just there at the intermission. Now she may be coming to life.
Maduri with the ball tossed over from Taylor. Maduri dribbling off to the side, passes it off to Schultz. Schultz over at the top of the key gives it off to Cardinal. Cardinal waiting, looking for someone to possibly pass that off to. Gets it off to Schultz. 4 seconds left. And good 2-point contested shot for number 20, Kirsten Taylor. She's having a lights-out game so far.
Yeah, so far so good for Kirsten Taylor, and that's hard stuff right there, using the left hand, coming in with pressure on your right side. So great job there by Taylor.
And a traveling call being enforced right now on number 14, Megan Schubert. And she had nowhere to go.
Yeah, no, pretty solid defense right now by Otterbein schematically, and we talked about it at the top of the broadcast. Also the chess match that I think we'll see here today from these two veteran head coaches.
Cardinal with the ball, tosses it off to Taylor. Taylor to the inside to Schultz. Schultz, ball just bounced off the rim. Oh, almost a pretty good steal there by the Cardinals. Just a lot of miscommunication on the open ball.
Well, right now they got the Yellow Jackets on their heels. Not quite sure what they're doing, and they're trying to slow this game down, but Otterbein's doing a great job of taking it to them.
And Schultz tosses it off to Wommeldorf. Wommeldorf dribbles through, trying to get into the paint, take a shot, and she takes it, and it is good. And lead is down to 2 again. Score is 17-15 Cardinals, while Maduri has the ball right now at the top of the key, and possibly calling out an offense right now for the Cards to run to just dissect this Wallace defense.
Well, Rachel Wallendorf, who got the points there for the Yellow Jackets, she's not from too far from here. A Lewis Center native, went to Olentangy just down the road.
And Otterbein kind of missed their opportunity over there onto the shot, missed their shot by Abby Schultz. There was a big lob over there to Riley Schill, and to no avail, kind of just went out of bounds.
Yeah, a little too much air on that pass there. Again, I think Baldwin Wallace is having a hard time settling into this one. Every time they start to get a little momentum, a big push comes back from Otterbein, and I really do think they're on their heels right now.
Cardinal with the ball, driving through the lane, takes a shot, open layup, and it is no good. And it looked like she was getting in, and what a steal by Cardinal, kind of just smacking it out of Fetched's hands. Tosses it over to Danny Kissel. Kissel lays it in for an easy layup.
Great job by Cardinal. And in hockey, that's called a back check. You get there, they lift the stick and steal the puck. She does a great job, lifts underneath the arm and comes away with the ball. Great job by Cardinal.
Offensive foul by Riley Schill, calling for a charge.
Yeah, and then Cardinal gets the charge right on her. So great shift there by Cardinal, and she'll get a well-deserved rest.
Cardinal, she's a real gritty player here for Otterbein. Takes those open shots. She's not a very big player, too. Only 5'4".
Yeah, absolutely. Out of
Newark, Ohio.
Yeah, down by my old stomping grounds.
Taylor at the top of the key tosses it off to Kissel. Kissel driving through the lane, off to no avail. Ball's rebounded by Fetched. Fetched being contested heavily by Danny Kissel onto the Wallace side of the court. And Fetch tosses it over to number 13, Schill. Number 22, Wommeldorf takes the shot, and it is good.
Yeah, great little give and go there. Marshall to Wommeldorf, right back inside, and then just a nice, easy 2-point shot.
And it looks like a bit of miscommunication by Cutteridge and Kissel as the ball just flies out of bounds. And checking into the game, back into the game for the Cardinals, number 11, Gabby Garrett, who played a lot towards the end of the first quarter. Garrett with the ball at the top of the key, calling out for a play, drives into the lane, passes it off, gives it away to Wallendorf. Wallendorf with the ball back over to Fetched. Fetched to Garrett. Garrett takes a shot and just ricochets off the backboard, and a foul will be called against number 11, Cutteridge.
Yeah, I don't know about that call. I thought it was good positioning there by Cutteridge, but obviously a disagreement there from the official.
I think the arm just got a little high there from Cutteridge onto Garrett.
Yeah, you're probably right.
And Garrett taking 2 shots here. Garrett, not too bad from the free throw line, about 62.5% from the line, so she makes her shots when she has to.
Yeah, and she's in a great opportunity right now to tie this one up, and showing a little bit of life here from the Yellow Jackets.
Checking back into the game for the Yellow Jackets is number 25, Mary Schenner, out of Brecksville Broadview Heights High School. And Cutteridge with the ball over, driving over to the far side of the arc. Tosses it over to J.C. Jones, back over to Cutteridge. Cutteridge over to Kissel, almost stolen. And Kissel back over to Cutteridge. Tries to take a free throw, but not a free throw, a field goal, but to no avail. And now number 3, Mackenzie Matthews drives in, takes a shot, and it is good. And she will probably go to the line for an and one opportunity. And it looks like she will.
Yeah, Kirsten Taylor, obviously a key leader here for Otterbein. Just a mini huddle there, just trying to calm her teammates down as Baldwin Wallace has started to go on a bit of a run here.
And checking in for Wallendorf was number 40, Sydney Diedrich. And for the first time in this game, Baldwin Wallace has the lead. Lead is at 21-19. Free throw is no good and is rebounded by Taylor. And just like that, the Tides have really turned in this game.
Yeah.
2-point lead for the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Now let's see how Otterbein can respond here.
And a foul being called on number 11, number 11, Gabby Garrett from Baldwin Wallace, and will be tossed in by Kissel. Kissel tosses it back in bounce to Maduri. Barely dribbling around, looking for possibly an open shot or an open man. Good screen set up by Mangold. Maduri over to Taylor. Taylor dribbling around over to the top of the key. Tosses it back over to Kissel. Kissel dribbling around. Almost 10 seconds left on the play clock. Maduri holding the ball, tossing it over. And it is stolen by Baldwin Wallace.
Little greedy there from Maduri trying to get that into Bryn Mangold. Just couldn't put enough air on it.
And Sydney Diedrichs takes the shot. And it is good. And checking back into the game for the Cardinals is number 2, Allie Cardinal.
So that last shot looks like did not count. Looked like a travel was called.
And a timeout is being called by Coach Connie Richardson as she is really trying to settle down this team as they have lost their lead. Otterbein now down 19-21 to the Yellow Jackets as we are here in Westerville, Ohio. We have I believe, a 60-second timeout here for the Cardinals. And Baldwin Wallace has been taking it to them, taking any kind of opportunity they get. Otterbein, their shots haven't been landing. They've been getting some pretty good layup opportunities. Nothing's been coming up off of it, and the Yellow Jackets just tearing it up in the field goal area and in the paint.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, and getting some good looks. You're right, getting some good looks both ways, and I think Otterbein just needs to capitalize in. Maybe, with these five minutes left going into the half, this is a pretty crucial moment for both teams. I mean, you want that lead going into halftime, and in 5 minutes, it's kind of a do-or-die time here for both sides.
I agree with you there. Cardinal with the ball driving into the freak. A little bit of miscommunication there between Cardinal and Taylor, and they're huddling up, trying to rearrange themselves. And the foul will be on number 5, Tiffany Bentler of Baldwin Wallace. Ball passed back over to Cardinal. Cardinal, calling an offense, getting some stuff set up. Taylor with a pretty hard screen, and she tries to take up a shot, but it is stolen by Gabby Garrett of Baldwin Wallace.
Good pass there from Cardinal, and I think Kirsten Taylor started to look up before she had full possession of that ball, and a nice little defensive play there by the Yellow Jackets.
Number 25, Mary Schenner with the ball. And she tries to toss it off to number 3, Mackenzie Matthews, and that shot just got off to no avail, kind of just ricocheted off the backboard. Number 24, Abby Maduri with the ball. Maduri tosses it over to Cardinal. Cardinal over to Taylor, almost stolen again. 3, and it is good by J.C. Jones, the junior guard out of Dawson Bryant High School.
Good job there by Jones, able to knot this one back up, get you feeling good about yourself here with coming up on 4 minutes left.
Schenner back over to Diedrich. Diedrich over to number 5, Tiffany Bentler. Bentler back over to Matthews. Matthews to Garrett. Garrett to Schenner. Schenner dribbling around looking for an open shot. Kind of just draining down this play clock, and it looks like a foul will be called on Abby Maduri. And an untimely foul being called right there. 3 seconds left on the play clock. You really got to wonder, you really got to hope that the team just doesn't foul right there, and they do.
Yeah, and those are tough. I mean, you're trying to stay aggressive. You want to keep them to the perimeter, make them take a shot that's not their best opportunity, and unfortunately just gets a little too physical there. But that's a good way to get it back right there after a missed pass and 3:42 to go.
I'd agree with you there. Schultz tosses back over to Cardinal. Cardinal over to Maduri. Maduri over by the half-court line. She's dribbling around, calling out a play, getting ready, and passes it over to Schultz. Schultz back over to Maduri. Maduri onto the near side, shoots a 3, and it is off the rim. And a little bit of a fight for the ball there. Schultz gets it back, and it looks like they will win the jump ball. And coming in to inbound the ball for the Cardinals is number 2, Allie Cardinal. And it looks like there wasn't really an open passing lane there, and ball just kind of got knocked out of bounds.
Yeah, good, nice little play there defensively. Make you reset up, nothing lost. Mangold
with the ball back over to Maduri. Maduri on the near side, over at the top of the key now, dribbling around, tosses it off. Cardinal 3, and it is no good.
Yeah, Cardinal wasn't able to set her feet there. The pass might have caught her a little off guard. Not the best shot.
Shot by Hughes. Hughes is no good too. Wow, tie game right now. 3 minutes left in the clock. 21-21 between the Cardinals and the Yellow Jackets. Kissel tosses it over to Maduri. Maduri over to the inside of Mangold. Mangold driving through, takes a shot, and it's no good.
Yeah, same thing that we saw there in the first quarter. No real estate down low. Good defense there by Baldwin Wallace, and Bryn Mangold tries to take her shot. Nothing there.
It looks like Baldwin Wallace has really kind of tried to figure out this Otterbein team, putting a lot of defenders over there under the rim. Mangold takes a shot from around the free throw area for no avail. Kissel rebounds off to Maduri. Maduri over to Cardinal. Cardinal calls a play. Cardinal trying to drive around the arc. Gets there. Passes it off to Kissel. Kissel to Schultz. Schultz takes it 2. Back over to Maduri. No good.
2 prime scoring opportunities there by Otterbein. You gotta be able to come away with those.
And Otterbein really needs momentum so far. I mean, they kind of got it back when they tied it back up to 21, but since then, not a lot of scores have been being put up by neither team.
Pretty stagnant both ways offensively right now.
Less than 10 seconds left on the clock. Fetched with the ball up against Kissel. Fetch tosses it back over. Schill takes her shot. No good. With literally no time left on the clock. As Schultz gets the rebound, tosses it from Kissel. Kissel over to Maduri. Maduri looks like she's calling a play over to Schultz. Schultz gets it off to Mangold. Mangold takes her shot, and it's good!
Excellent job there. Excellent circulation there of the ball. Mangold's able to get good body position and using your height there. Just nice little easy 2-point play. Get yourself back on the board.
Great shot by Mangold. Really contested over there. Scores 23-21 Cardinals. And just like that, it's tied up again. With a 2-point shot by number 15, Hannah Fetch. Excuse me, that is number 13, Kara Marshall. And Cards with the ball. Cardinal over to Schultz in the paint. Schultz trying to take a shot in the paint to no avail. Rebounding the ball was fetched over to Schill. Schill to fetched to Marshall. Marshall at the top of the key, dribbling over to the near side. And she gets a hard push off on Schultz. And there was a lot of physicality with that push.
Yeah, just get the old forearm in there, give him a little forearm shiver, and can't do that in basketball. So Otterbein's going to come away again with an opportunity. Now again, tied up 23-23. You got a minute left. You need the momentum going into half. So it will be very interesting to see how they play. So they keep it going. Are they going to try to slow it down? Stay tuned.
There's about a little less than 30 seconds left on the clock here. 52 seconds left on the game clock. Tossed off to Cardinal. Cardinal driving inside, takes a shot, and it's no good.
Now Baldwin Wallace wants to do the exact same thing. See how they can slow it down. Come away with some points before half.
20 seconds left on the play clock. Ball is stolen. There's about a 2-second difference. Maduri takes a shot, tries to go for an easy little Euro step there to no avail.
Yeah, kind of a poor shot choice there. I understand coming in there with full speed, you're just trying to get something up, but now again the Yellow Jackets are going to get their chance.
Both play clock and game clock at the same time. 20 seconds left in the game. Looks like the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets are going to try to take a dagger shot towards the end of the game just to seal it with the lead in the half. 9 seconds, 8. 5 seconds left. Shot is in and out. And rolls out of bounds, and that is the end of the half. A pretty eventful half towards the end there. Score is a tie game, 23-23. And you wouldn't have thought it would have been this close in the first half within the first quarter with how Otterbein was playing against this Baldwin Wallace team.
Yeah, I think Otterbein did come out with the upper hand, and then I think we've seen some momentum shifts both ways, and of course 12-8, 8-5, they're tied 23-23 at half. I mean, of course it's going to be that way. So I think this one will be one that we see all the way down to the end, and we're set up for a pretty impressive second half.
That's true, and we'll send it up. We'll send it off to you for now for a halftime intermission. This is Samer Hamed here with Kyle Zeiss with OTV in Westerville, Ohio, as the Otterbein Cardinals take on the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets.
Kindness matters.
Kindness matters because I think it makes us more of a global community, and especially at Otterbein, it makes us closer, and when we are closer, we learn better.
Kindness matters because it is what shapes a great university like Otterbein.
Kindness matters because teamwork makes the dream work.
Kindness matters because you never know what someone else is going through, and by taking time out of your day to do something special for someone else, you never know how much you can impact that individual.
Kindness matters because you never know who you can help.
My gift of kindness is working with St. Jude Children's Research Hospital to raise money and also awareness for the children so that their parents can focus on loving the children instead of having to worry about treatment, travel, and housing expenses.
My gift of kindness to Otterbein was being able to connect students from all different political backgrounds and ethnic relations together to have a great discussion on how we can move forward in our society.
My gift of kindness was serving families at the Ronald McDonald House and cooking them meals because they aren't in their home and they are somewhere that's unfamiliar to them.
My gift of kindness was serving as a mentor for young girls.
During my time at Otterbein, my gift of kindness was to find sponsors for the 5K fun run for Hunger Heroes.
My act of kindness to Otterbein was doing over 1,000 community service hours at my time at Otterbein throughout Westerville, Columbus, as well as the Otterbein community.
My gift of kindness was volunteering at Nationwide Children's Hospital, working with children battling different diseases.
Kindness matters because it's the future of our world, our nation, and our communities.
Kindness matters because it's important to make sure you're helping one another because they're your family in the end of the day.
Kindness matters to me because giving back is more rewarding than receiving.
Kindness matters because it's filled with hope. The kind act that you are doing will make that person feel that the world isn't always such a bad place to be in.
Kindness matters because it is within each and every one of us to be able to make connections with one another and to be able to progress our conversations about how we view the world and about how we would like to live.
Kindness matters because a simple act of kindness can change anyone's perspective on a situation.
And kindness matters because everybody has unique gifts, and one person's actions can change a community, and a community's actions can change the world.
I don't know of anything in this region that is like this.
This is the point, the exact location where education, industry, business research, and government are meeting. Not only is the point changing how students learn, it has the potential to distinguish this university and its long-standing partner, the city of Westerville. It also stands to serve as one of the most innovative and unique assets in the entrepreneurial ecosystem of Central Ohio.
There are a lot of innovation centers across the United States, either linked to universities or just independent. What we believe is really unique about this facility is that we've brought the community in, we've brought businesses in as tenants, and we've brought our academic programs all together, collaborating in one facility. And it's not necessarily entrepreneurship based or student startup based or student directed based. It's really about the collaboration and the partnership and the great things that we can create and develop with those partners all together working in the same facility.
This has been a dream come true for us to be able to have a place to go where we have the capability, we have the facility and the equipment to do what we need to do to create solutions.
It will allow us to have an environment in which our engineering students here at Otterbein will work alongside of practicing engineers on projects for the companies who are resident in the center and with our industrial collaborators who bring projects to the center.
The work that is happening here will give students, corporations, businesses, and community partners new perspectives about how things can and should work. It will be a model example of all that collaboration can produce. The point is what happens when you have the right partners in the right position at the right time.
The vision and the execution is significantly bolder than what I frankly first understood and imagined. And as you know, coming in and seeing it for the first time, and then also being a resident here over the last several months, there's just a significant energy in this facility and in this at the point that gets me really excited. I think it's actually going to be one of the biggest things to happen, if you will, from a maker perspective, so in the hardware development here in Central Ohio.
At the point, we are integrating and applying classroom learning as students engage in industry projects from prototype development to capstone experiences to internships, working side by side with industry professionals. They will come to understand the process of moving idea generation and product design to the marketplace.
We've done as much as we can from an applied learning perspective. We're integrating design thinking and problem-based learning into all of our programs that are here, and really being able to offer the students an opportunity to go from the classroom into the lab, and then perhaps even then going one step further and going into a business partner to work in the afternoon. I think that gives our students this opportunity that you wouldn't get anywhere else.
What I really like about the program is the fact that they're integrating not only the theoretical work, but also the ability for the students to apply that theoretical knowledge in the labs. They seem to be able to complete projects, articulate those projects to an audience and explain how they came about, their logic, and demonstrate the designs and the different concepts that they put together.
This building has become physically transformed, but so has our partnership, so has education for the future. This is just going to be, I think, the best thing ever, and I'm so excited to see this as it progresses.
Just as Towers Hall has served as the iconic facility defining our past, the Point will serve as the physical manifestation of Otterbein's future. The future calls for experienced problem solvers and bold mindsets. The Point is where these leaders will learn differently. This is how higher education works in the 21st century at Otterbein.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back here to Westerville, Ohio. It is Samer Hamed here with Kyle Zeese, and it is about a minute and a half away here from the start of the second half as the Otterbein Cardinals here taking on the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets here in women's basketball, and scores currently tied 23-23. And I'll tell you what, the tail of the tape here is pretty interesting. Otterbein led by about 5 at the end of the first quarter. And then in the second quarter, Baldwin Wallace really became a lot more physical on defense, protecting a lot harder around the rim. And they started just scoring, and they ended up getting to where we are now, tied with a tie ball game at 23.
Yeah, I would say that the biggest thing has been the amount of turnovers that we've seen both ways. And I think we've been pretty equal so far, back and forth, and I think the score reflects that. So it's really going to be who cleans it up the most.
Yeah.
Who can clean it up here in this second half, and ultimately who wants it more. And I think we'll see a clear favorite in that. Who can come out? Who had the extra mojo, the extra push coming out of half, and then of course as we head to the fourth quarter.
And Otterbein, they were outscored 12-8 by Baldwin Wallace in the second quarter. Not what you want to have happen, especially I don't think Connie Richardson really wanted that to happen to her Lady Cardinal team. They're off to a pretty good start, 4th in the OAC, just behind Baldwin Wallace. Baldwin Wallace, who did beat them in Berea the last time they met, pretty soundly, 83-67.
Yeah, sorry not to jump on you there, but I just wanted to say that, yeah, I mean, you look at it, your second quarter and fourth quarters are probably your most important parts of the game, and they lost the second quarter. So now can they come back, get a good push here to start the third, and carry that into the fourth and come away with a victory?
And Taylor with about the top of the key off to Kissel. Kissel over to Carton on the far side. Carton to Taylor, and looks like a foul will be called on under the rim on. Looks like it's being called on number 14, Megan Schubert, the big girl, sitting at an astonishing 6'3".
Yeah, she wasn't too pleased with that call there, but it is what it is, and Kirsten Taylor will come away with at least 1 point.
That's right. And the Cardinals starting off the first half with a lead now, 24-23. Yep, still 24-23 off to the second free throw. Rebounded by Kissel, tried to take a shot, but to no avail, and it is rebounded by the Yellow Jackets. Schill tossing it over to tossing out the fetched over to Hughes. Hughes back over to Fetched, and Fetched takes a long three, and it is good, with the Yellow Jackets taking a 2-point lead, 24-26. Maduri with the ball, tossing it back over to Taylor. Taylor dribbling around over at the top of the key, looking for an open lady. Cardinal lobs it over to Abby Scholes, to no avail.
Yeah, just another ill-advised pass there by Cardinal, and just not the greatest look. You have more time than what you think, and they need to settle this down if they're going to have any success here in this second half.
Schill had the ball, drove over into the paint, trying to get an open layup, but lost the ball on the way up there, and it rolled out of bounds. So now it is Otterbein ball. Ball was inbounded by Abby Schultz, and now Cardinal has the ball onto the far side. Now driving, top of the key, passing it over to Maduri. Maduri onto the near side, passing it over to Taylor. Taylor to Kissel. Kissel back over to Schultz. Schultz to Taylor. Taylor from the free throw area. No good.
Yeah, unfortunate there. Taylor pretty uncontested. Right there from that, just inside that free throw line. Got to be able to come away with those.
And Schultz driving, missed her shot, almost went out of bounds, but tossed it back into play. Hughes with the ball now at the top of the key. Hughes tossing it back over to Fetched. Fetched looking around, kind of in downtown territory. Back over to Hughes. Hughes, top of the key, tossing it over, back over to Fetched. Fetched taking a shot, top of the key, three-pointer, and it is good with 2 seconds left on that shot clock.
Starting to see Fetch warming up. She came out of halftime ready to go. Already has 2 threes here in this third quarter.
24-29 is the score. Baldwin Wallace leading Otterbein. Maduri with the ball, tossing it back over to Kissel. Kissel driving. A bit of a knockdown there by Schultz over to Fetched. And Fetch is a little slow to get up.
Yeah, couldn't tell. She might have. Looks like she's holding that collarbone almost.
Yeah, that sort of collarbone area right there. You never want to see that happen.
No, just an awkward fall there. Luckily, she's able to come off under her own power. And The way she hit the
the way it looked like she tried to brace herself with her elbow a little bit, kind of just came through a little bit, kind of like an Aaron Rodgers-esque of what happened this season.
She's gonna get looked at here. Hopefully she's okay.
Yeah,
holding that right arm, and you're right, that Aaron Rodgers and collarbone area.
Hughes with the ball at the top of the key, looking for an open woman, passing it over to number 25, Schenner. Schenner on the near side. Schenner was dribbling around, trying to pass it over to number 22, Rachel Wommeldorf, who's had a pretty good game for herself coming off the bench, but got called for traveling. And Mangold inbounds it over to Cardinal, and it is Cardinal ball.
There you go. There we go.
Maduri with the ball close to the near side, dribbles it over to Mangold. Mangold inside near the free throw area. Back over to Cardinal. Cardinal to Taylor. Taylor on the inside, tries to bank in a shot, no good. Mangold attempts to do the same thing with a rebound and to no avail.
Mangold flying all around and came away with the first rebound, but not the second. Good fight there by Mangold.
And Marshall tossed it over to Schill. Schill back over to Schenner and back over to Schill. Schill tossing it over to Hughes. Hughes back over to Wommeldorf. Wommeldorf over to Schill. Schill over the top of the key, dribbling around, trying to get around Cardinal to no avail. Tossing it back over to Wommeldorf. Open three, no good. And looks like Schenner and
looks like Schenner and Marshall.
Yeah, Schenner and Marshall kind of fell over on top of each other. And Danny Kissel, long range three over there on the far side.
Had a 5-on-3 opportunity coming back the other way, and excellent job there by Otterbein to take advantage.
Score is tied now, 29-29 here. Back to where we started. Schill with the ball on the near side, tossing it over inside to the free throw area to Marshall. Marshall back over to Hughes. Hughes on the near side, less than 10 seconds left. Hughes over to Marshall. Marshall driving in, loses the ball, shot by Schenner, and Schenner misses the ball with no time left, and it looks like a possible shot clock violation might be called. And it doesn't look like we'll be getting that, but Baldwin Wallace coach Sherry Harr is pleading with the official to, possibly get a foul shot because, but Schenner did kind of go down once she took that shot.
Yeah, Coach Harris hasn't been too pleased with the officiating all afternoon, and has voiced her displeasure here a couple times, and obviously that's par for the course. So we'll see how the Yellow Jackets can respond.
And checking back into the game for the Cardinals is Cutteridge. Cutteridge driving all the way through, slicing through. Almost goes out of bounds with the ball, but tosses it back in, but it ends up being a turnover as the ball is caught by number 10, Katie Smith. Smith over to Schenner. Schenner over to number 3, Mackenzie Matthews. Matthews tried to dribble through. And it looks like a foul will be called.
Yeah, just got physical there with Delaney Cutteridge. Good job by Cutteridge. She ill-advised turnover down the other end. Great speed to get back into the defensive play and cause a turnover back the other way. So great job there by her.
Cutteridge inbound pass over to Schultz. Schultz fighting for the ball on the end, kind of lost control of it, but went down with it. And it looks like it will be Yellow Jacket ball as Schenner will inbound it to, I believe, Mackenzie Matthews.
Jump ball there, but get the possession arrow your way. Always unfortunate, but
Matthews on the far side, tossing it over to Wommeldorf. Wommeldorf to Smith. And Schenner with the ball to the inside, kind of tossed it back over to Smith.
Great job by Otterbein right here, keeping them all over the perimeter, not letting any penetration in. Great job, great D.
Yeah, that's right. Otterbein really forcing Ball Wallace to just pass around the ball and look for an open woman, but to no avail. Kissel with the ball over to Schultz. Schultz back over to Kissel. Kissel driving around on the far side. Kind of lost a little bit there. Rebounded got back by Schultz. Schultz over to Kissel. Kissel tried to Euro step around the Baldwin Wallace defense, but it went nowhere. Now Wallace with the ball. Smith tossing it over. Schenner, three-pointer off the glass, no good. Now Otterbein with the ball. Cutteridge dribbling around, far side. Cutteridge kind of dribbling over to the key, top of the key, passing it over to Jones. Jones over to Kissel. Kissel back to Jones. Jones to Cutridge. Cutridge still on the far side. Cutridge to Scholes. Scholes over to Kissel. Kissel around the top of the key, dribbling through, looking for an open lane. Takes her shot. No good. And this has been a physical game between these two teams. That will tell you how this game has been played. It's been pretty much a two-score or a no-score or a even game pretty much for the last, I believe, like 10 minutes.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I think we've seen, well, we saw it coming in how evenly contested these two teams were, and they've proven that right now. And, yeah, we haven't seen the team just either side be able to just go and take it. Both teams are getting their fair share of good looks, fair share of sloppiness also. We've seen some stagnant offense. We've seen some thriving offense, and that'll be something that someone's going to have to decide this, or it's going to come down to the final minute.
If there has been one constant in this game, it has been some pretty darn good defense. Because, I mean, it looks like Baldwin Wallace has kind of really figured out Otterbein's offense, how they like to dribble around and try to get the ball back into the paint and take their open shots. But Baldwin Wallace has really figured them out. They've stacked up the inside of the paint under the basket over there with just sometimes two, even three defenders just blocking those shots, making sure whatever happens, they can shoot from behind the arc because they know that that's not Otterbein's suit. That's not Otterbein's normal suit, but they know to block under that rim.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, and I think we're seeing, again, it goes back to chess match. Both coaches, both veteran coaches, are doing a great job defensively in their execution and formation, and now it's just down to the players. Who's going to come away? Who's going to make the shots?
That's right. And Baldwin Wallace will start off the beginning. Jones to Schultz. Schultz back over to Cardinal. Cardinal to Taylor. Takes her shot and out of the rim. And now Baldwin Wallace back with the ball. Ball is taken by number 3, Mackenzie Matthews, and she looks like she'll be called for a possible charging call against number 2, Allie Cardinal. And Cardinal has been taking some pretty hard shots so far this entire game. She will eat up those charges like it's breakfast.
Absolutely, she's a little bit of a battering ram out there. She plays a good physical game, good speed and agility, and real quick on her feet, and that's excellent. And it's exactly what Connie Richardson's team is looking for out of her.
Shot taken by Taylor off the rim, and no good. There have been a lot of pretty close balls this game. A lot of bouncing off the rims and bouncing off the glass, and a couple have gone in and out for the Cardinals and for the Yellow Jackets, but to no avail.
Yeah, if you saw Kirsten Taylor's face there, she knew it. She knew that's one she had to have, and see if she can shake this off.
Little less than 2 minutes left in the game. Schultz's headband flies off of her head.
Yeah, good defensive play there. Looked a little like Ed Reed ball hawk right there, but ball ends up out of it.
Reed, boy, the best safety you've ever seen.
Something like that.
A little something like that. The possible Hall of Fame NFL safety being compared with Abby Schultz. Hannah Fesh with the ball, tossing it back over to Gabby Garrett, who's back into the game for the Yellow Jackets. Garrett back over to Fetched. Less than 10 seconds left in the shot clock. Ball over to Sydney Diedrich. Takes her shot, and it's good. And Baldwin Wallace regaining their lead. Their lead is now at 31-29. And Sydney Diedrich will go to the line, number 40, for a possible and one opportunity. So a three-point play could be on the cusp here for Baldwin Wallace.
Yeah, stagnant offense there for a while both ways. And now
free throw's good.
See the Yellow Jackets able to add a three-point lead here.
Cutteridge with the ball back over to Cardinal. Cardinal dribbling around, looking for an open woman. Passing it over to Taylor. Taylor back over to Cutteridge. Cutteridge tried to drive over to the near side, and it looks like a jump ball will be called.
Yeah, Cutteridge charges in hard there, takes a tumble down. Good job by her, able to get right back up.
Checking back into the game for Cartilage. Cutteridge is Danny Kissel. Kissel takes her shot from the free throw line, and it is good.
A little bit of redemption there for Kirsten Taylor. She missed a shot almost identical to that a few minutes ago. Now is able to come away with it and get her team back within 1.
1 point lead. Fetch takes her shot off the rim, no good. Rebounded by Taylor. Taylor back off to Cardinal, and Cardinal will dribble this ball back over to the Cardinal area of the court. Kissel over to Taylor. Taylor back over to Kissel. Kissel dribbling around, takes an open field goal to no avail. And it will be an out-of-bounds ball against Baldwin Wallace, so it will be Otterbein ball here.
Good job there by Kissel, able to stop the feet, relocate, get the defender a little shake and bake action, back off, and just missed on the throw.
Ball inbounded from Cardinal over to Kissel. Kissel driving through, takes her shot, no good. Looks like Garrett was looking for a charging call, but no call was being made. Garrett over to Schill. Schill near side of the court. Schill over to Garrett. Garrett back over to Fetch. And it looks like a holding call will be on number 44, Danny Kissel. Her first of the half, so she still has some room.
Yeah, we've seen, starting to see some more fouls here. The physicality is starting to pick back up.
Yeah, I mean, Connie Richardson not happy at all with that call. She was very confused by that call. I mean, it was away from the play too, so you didn't know what was going on. Shot by Fetch off the inbound pass and no good, as it is rebounded by Taylor. Taylor back over to Cardinal. Cardinal at the top of the key, passing it off to J.C. Jones. Jones dribbling around, looking for an open woman, passing it off to Schultz. Schultz over to Cardinal. Cardinal near side, possibly taking a three-point shot. She does. No good. And a foul will be called. Looks like foul will be on number 11, Gabby Garrett. Excuse me, that foul is on number 12, Riley Schill.
Yeah, Ellie Cardinal just takes the three there. But what she knows is that she's got Scholes and Taylor under the basket who have been great all night with their rebounds.
And 2-point field goal good for number 20, Kirsten Taylor. And Cardinals back on top, 33-32 lead. And a foul will be called on Kirsten Taylor against number 13, Kara Marshall. And the Otterbein crowd definitely not happy with that call, because now Kara Marshall gets to go to the line for a 2-point opportunity and regain the lead.
Yeah, you know, you see whenever someone hits the court, you generally assume it's a foul. We've seen it be initiated in the NBA, in the National Basketball Association, the flopping rule.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, it's such a hard call to dictate there, and I think that's why the crowd was a little upset, maybe thought she went down just a little too easy there.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
First free throw was good by Kara Marshall, and second one is no good, so we are back at a tie game.
Of course.
God knows how many lead changes have happened during this game, especially during this half. And the bench rose up, hoping for a possible 2-point lead. 38 seconds left on the clock. Kissel drives through. Shot just rolls around the rim and out. Looks like it will be Baldwin Wallace ball after the missed shot there by number 44, Danny Kissel. With 32 seconds left on the clock, a little closer to 32.5 seconds left on the clock. Ball's inbounded by Fetch. Fetch tosses it back over to Schill. Fetch driving around. They're trying to walk away from this period with the lead. Shot clock and play clock almost identical. Schill with the ball, back over to Garrett. Garrett takes open shot. No good, rebounded by number 2, Allie Cardinal. Cardinal, 10 seconds left on the clock.
You slow this down and take one last second shot here to end the quarter.
5 seconds left. Shot is good! Shot is good by number 2, Allie Cardinal, to end the third period. Great shot. Uncontested, drove around, cut through, almost like her own little Kobe Bryant play right there, a little bit of Black Mamba there. 35-33 lead for the Otterbein Lady Cardinals against the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets.
Well, the Yellow Jacket defense was thinking exactly what I was thinking, that she was going to set up, take a three, and they vacated the middle. You know, they've been doing a great job of keeping them to the perimeter right there. Real estate was open. Cardinal saw the lane, took it to it, and get yourself up by 2 to head into the all-important fourth quarter.
That play was executed to perfection.
Absolutely, absolutely, and that's the momentum right there. So now let's see if they can get a little bit of a run established here, pad this lead for the fourth quarter.
You know, we don't want to knock on wood here, but I mean, it looks like the Cardinals have really got a lot of momentum right now going away into this fourth quarter. They really confused Baldwin Wallace at the end there.
Yeah, and like I said, I think they were expecting the 3,
and rightfully so.
Yeah, just a great job there by Cardinal. Just sees the lane, good vision there, able to cut it in on a dime and have the guts and the glory come away with 2.
Excuse me. And we are about to come back into the fourth period here for the Otterbein Cardinals here against the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. Lead right now after a great play by Allie Cardinal, number 2 for the Cardinals, with a 35-33 lead against the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets.
I think the most impressive thing about Cardinal is we mentioned her size, only 5'4", and her ability to score. She plays excellent defense, and she's only a junior. She's still got another, to finish out this year and another great year ahead of her.
And 2-point shot is good here by number 22, Rachel Wommeldorf. And score is tied up again, 35-35. Still got a lot of clock left here. About 9.5 minutes left.
Oh,
Cardinal, miraculous shot. Falling down, just lobs it up off the backboard into the hoop.
Cardinal's starting to put on a little clinic here. Maybe don't try this at home, but hey, it works.
And looks like a possible reach and foul will be called here against number 24, Abby Maduri. And I mean, there's a lot of hustle, a lot of grit, a lot of tenacity here on this Otterbein squad. A very experienced squad here too. A lot of juniors and seniors on the court right now.
Yeah, then you're still seeing some depth worked in, and you're seeing like Bryn Mangold, the freshman. We've seen a couple of different youngsters being worked in here, and it shows bright for the future as well.
It looks like another foul is going to be called here. Foul will be called on Allie Cardinal. It'll be her second of the half. So luckily she still has some cushion to deal with, so not quite in foul trouble yet.
Oh, nice play there by Kirsten Taylor. Not sure if she got a hand on it or not, but is able to come away with a turnover there. Great job.
That was good. That turnover was brought on by number 13, Kara Marshall from Baldwin Wallace. Number 2, Allie Cardinal tossing over to Madura on the near side. Cardinal back over to Taylor's at the top of the key. Dribbling around, looking for Kissel. Kissel gets the ball near side, dribbling around, top of the key, over to Maduri. Maduri dribbling around. About 5 seconds left on the play clock. Ball is stolen. Needs to take a shot. And they'll just take the 5 second. They'll just take the shot clock violation. I think after that ball was lost by Abby Maduri, it was kind of accepted by both sides that they weren't going to get that shot off.
Yeah, and credit to Baldwin Wallace. Good, solid defense there. Again, keeping them outside, keeping them to some shots that they don't want to take. I think that's why we're seeing, ultimately it's been a pretty low-scoring contest.
Yeah, only 37-35, so I don't think we'll see those typical 60 to 80-point games that we'll see out of both of these teams.
No, we're definitely not. Not tonight.
Fetch with the ball, tossing it over to number 10, Katie Smith. Katie Smith driving, takes a shot, no good. Ball tried to be, it looks like Riley Schill tried to inbound the ball back over from the far sideline, but to no avail.
Yeah, definitely some miscommunication, a little discombobulation of an offensive setup there, and Otterbein will see if they can capitalize here.
And it looks like Cutteridge is back into the game. Cutteridge takes a shot, kind of just falls around the glass.
Yeah, gets the foul, and
looks like she's going to go to the line, take 2 shots as well.
Yeah, gets the foul, throws it up, see if you can't come down with something, but great job by her again. Another smaller player here for Otterbein.
Cutteridge's free throw percentage is pretty good, 86.7% from the field. Looks like she made her first shot too. So Otterbein expanding their lead to 38-35. 3-point lead for the Cards, possibly going to be a 2-score game now. And it is 4-point lead for the Cards, 39-35 over Baldwin Wallace.
Well, we've talked a lot about Allie Cartnell tonight, talked about how she's a junior. We'll be back next year. Delaney Cutteridge is only a sophomore, and she's that same size as Cartnell, both 5'4". She's from not too far from here either, from Bishop Reedy High School, and she'll be around for the next couple years here in the Otterbein program.
And, I mean, like you said, the depth on this team is insane. With now we have Kissel over here with the ball, tossing it over to Mangold. Mangold back over to Cutteridge. Cutteridge dribbling around, close to the top of the key, back over to J.C. Jones. Jones dribbling around, 10 seconds left. Ball is stolen by number 22, Rachel Wommeldorf, and picked up by number 15, Fetched. Fetched driving with the ball, takes a shot, and it is good. 2-point game right now, 39-37, Cardinals over the Yellow Jackets.
I think that was Katie Smith there who was able to get a hand on that one, the senior, and come away with the turnover.
Scholes with the ball, far side. Scholes back over to Cutteridge. Ball is stolen by number 15, Hannah Fetched again. Local girl out of Central Ohio from Hilliard-Davidson High School. Down the road from my high school of Hilliard-Bradley.
There you go. A little homecoming for everyone here today.
Yes, you could say that. Looked like Fetch tossed it over to Katie Smith, and ball bounced back over to Wommeldorf. Excuse me, that was not Wommeldorf. That was number 5, Tiffany Bentler. 2 seconds left, and it looked like Hannah Fetch tried to drive in, take an open shot, but to no avail.
Cutteridge is going to get a break here. Well deserved. Good couple of shifts there for her. And 2-point game, 6 minutes. It's crunch time.
I'd agree with you there. Cartnell tossing the ball over to J.C. Jones on the near side. Jones over to Schultz. Schultz back over to Kissel. Kissel to Cartnell. Cartnell from the far side tossing it into Schultz. Schultz in the paint. Shot is blocked by number 40, Sydney Diedrich.
Another great example of Yellow Jacket defense right there.
The freshman forward. Ball looked like number 3, Mackenzie Matthews tried to take a shot to no avail. And Jones tossing it over from Mangold. Mangold back over to Kissel. Kissel driving around, tries to take an open free. Kissel trying to take a little bit of a field goal shot there. Foul will be on number 3, Mackenzie Matthews of Baldwin Wallace. And Cutteridge is checking back into the game. And Danny Kissel will be coming out right now, taking a little bit of a break. And checking into the game for the Cards is number 20. Checking back into the game for the Cards is number 20, Kirsten Taylor. Checking in for number 14, Bryn Mangold. Bryn Mangold's been playing some pretty meaningful minutes in this game. And Cutteridge tried to take a shot, got fouled on the way up there. Kind of just soared over the backboard there.
Yeah, Cutteridge is okay with that, knowing she'll be able to go to the line after this timeout.
Looks like the foul was against fouls on number 5, Tiffany Bentler of Baldwin Wallace, and like we heard, a 30-second timeout now here for the Cards. And you gotta hope that the Cards can hang on to this lead. Only a 2-point lead, but as we've seen, 2 points can be a lot of points in this game.
Yeah, and I think with 5 minutes left here, just a hair over 5.5, it's going to be interesting to see how teams attack. Are they going to get into attack mode, or are they going to play a little more hesitant, maybe slow this game down a little bit? So this could be a really long 5 minutes, or it could be a really quick 5 minutes. Yes. And I think that's what both teams kind of want to sort out here, both coaches.
That's right. It's whether they want to play to win or play to not lose.
Exactly. That's a great way to put it. And I think if you're Baldwin Wallace, anytime you're on the road, you're playing not to lose. So see how they come away with each system here as Cutteridge goes to the line.
Cutteridge, about an 83% shooter from the free throw line, takes her first shot, no good. She's setting up for a second shot right now. Takes her second shot. Second shot is good. So 1 point off free throws there. 3-point game for the Cards as their lead expands to 40-37 over the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets. Now, Shent with the ball. Shent back over to, I believe, looks like number 12, Riley Schill. And she tried to toss it over to Mackenzie Matthews, number 3, and Danielle Cutteridge tried to run in and steal the ball, but to no avail. And it looks like it'll be a jump ball call here for the Cards as they win it. And Cutteridge inbounds it over to Cardinal, and Cards get the ball back. Cardinal tossing it over to the near side to J.C. Jones. Jones back over to Taylor. Taylor from the top of the key over to Cutteridge. Cutteridge over to great shot by number 20, Kirsten Taylor from inside.
Yep, right there, just working down low. That's where she does her best work and was able to come away with another huge 2 points, expand on that lead.
Mackenzie Matthews, top of the key, over to Shent. Shent tossing it over to Sydney Diedrich, tries to take a shot, but just gets launched into the crowd. Third foul of the night here for number 11, Danny Cutridge. Cutridge. And 2 shots here for number 40, Sydney Diedrich, and that's not what you want to have for Otterbein. Cutting their lead down is definitely not what you want right now, possibly being cut down to a 3-point lead, so a 1-score game.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, I mean, when you're sitting here in the fourth quarter, with under 5 minutes, you just got to say a lead is a lead, and you have to protect that lead. And whether it's 3 points, 5 points, or 1 point, right now they're going to sit with a 3-point lead and protect that lead. That is crucial as you head down to crunch time in this one.
That's right. Cutridge over to Allie Cardinal. Cardinal top of the key. Tossing it inbounds to Taylor. Taylor tried to take a shot, but was kind of swiped out there by Casey Hughes.
It's another good pass there by Cardinal. We've seen her make a couple of good snipe passes, just like that one was, and they're going to come away with a...
Looks like foul will be on number 4, Casey Hughes, and at the line shooting for 2 is number 20, Kirsten Taylor. Taylor takes her first shot. First shot is good. Taylor, pretty decent free throw shooter herself. Kirsten Taylor shooting about 78% from the line. So she makes about 3/4 of her shots. A little over 3/4 of her shots. And both of those were good as the Cardinals expand their lead 44-39 over the Yellow Jackets. With the ball now is Mackenzie Matthews. Matthews back over to number 5, Tiffany Bentler. Bentler tried to pass it over to the far side of Shent.
Great shot.
Deep 3 by Tiffany Bentler. Cardinal with the ball. 44-42, 2-point game. Cardinal dribbling around close to the near side. Passes it inside to Kirsten Taylor. Taylor loses the ball.
Not a good turnover there.
Shent with the shot. No good. And Cutteridge gets that rebound. And luckily there weren't any points scored off of that turnover, because that would have been really bad for the momentum of the Cardinals.
Absolutely.
Cardinal driving inside, no good. Looks like she'll be going to the line for 2 as well. And foul will be on number 25, Mary Schenner, her 3rd of the game.
See if Cardinal can help add to this lead. Again, a lead is a lead at this point in the game. You just got to slowly start chipping away at it, and any little bit that you can.
A lead's a lead at this point in the game since the second period. If we're going to be honest.
You're absolutely right. I mean, this has been a tight game. We've stayed locked in at a couple different points, and great job here by Otterbein and Cardinal specifically.
Cardinal making both for free throw scores now. 46-42, 4-point game. Hughes over to Diedrich. Diedrich back over to Hughes. Hughes just soars a little bit over the rim there as it is rebounded by number 20, Kirsten Taylor. And now with the ball is number 2, Allie Cardinal. Cardinal gets a little bit of a shoulder check. And the foul will be called on Casey Hughes of Baldwin Wallace. And now Allie Cardinal will be going to the line, shooting 2 from the free throw line. Again.
Yeah, great opportunity here for Cardinal. She's done it all game.
First shot is good. continuing to expand the lead. Lead is now at 5 points. I think this is the largest lead. This is pretty close to the largest lead we've seen all game.
Yeah, 5 points seems a little bit like 50. I mean, the way this game has been, and 3:28 to go, and I think this is going to be a long 3 minutes that we're in for. I would expect to start to see some fouls both ways, specifically from Baldwin Wallace, as they try to get back into this one, because this is a very important game, not just for momentum and everything we've talked about, but for conference play. These two are locked in.
This is 3 versus 4 in the conference right now.
Yep.
Baldwin Wallace at 3 and Otterbein at 4. If Otterbein beats Baldwin Wallace, they could possibly win a tiebreaker against them and sit hot, and possibly, depending on how the season goes, get a locked-in seed into the OAC tournament. And Cardinal takes another shot. Shot is good. Lead is now at 48-42. 6-point game for the Cards over the Yellow Jackets. Now Schill with the ball. Schill dribbling around up against Cardinal. Up against Cutridge. Back over to number 15, Fetched. Fetched over to Bentler. Bentler over to Fetched. Fetched looking for a shot, being contested by Cardinal. Cardinal really physical.
Travel right there.
And Fetched, she tried to get that shot off, but no good. There was 1 second left on that clock. It was either take the shot or possibly take a travel call or take a shot clock violation.
Yeah, well, the official has been having some words here with Coach Hare. Basically told her to
back off,
calm down. She's not happy.
She is not a happy camper whatsoever. Cardinal on the near side. To Schultz. Schultz back over to Cardinal. Taylor with the ball. Inside shot, no good. Now Fetched with the ball. Fetched over to Schill. Schill holding on, looking for an open lady, looking for a lane. Schill over to Dietrich. Dietrich over inside. Bentler, no good. And a foul will be called, it appears, on number 20, Kirsten Taylor. Only her second of the game. So, again, she's been having a pretty clean game for herself so far.
Yeah, she's done a great job. Not only we've talked her offense, we've talked their defense, but from a leadership standpoint. Oh,
Cardinal with a great catch of the ball. Inside shot, no good. I'll tell you what, some great effort being shown by Cardinal. One-on-one, Kissel, and it is evened up like that. Kissel against Fetched. Fetched takes a shot, no good. Rebounded by Taylor and passed over to Cardinal.
Yeah, well, Cardinal took a hard fall after that missed opportunity there. Slowly jogged back and missed what happened there.
It looks like an offsides call was put up against the Cardinals. Like usual, you have about 10 seconds to inbound the ball to the other side of the court.
Okay,
and,
so just a little too slow there.
Yeah. Now Schill with the ball. Schill tossing it over to Schill tossed it over to Marshall. Marshall tried to pass it over, but pass was nowhere near her target.
Yeah, Cardinal again, solid defense there. Gets a hand on it.
And a foul being called against number 44, Danny Kissel. And at the line shooting is number 12, Riley Schill for Baldwin Wallace. I mean, she's been playing a lot of minutes in this game. She's played a really long time. She must be pretty tired at this point.
Yeah, and you figure everyone is at this point, but you're especially right. I mean, you start looking at some of the starters that have really grueled this one out, and now it's crunch time. I mean, we've said it for a little bit, but now you're under 2 minutes. Pain has to go away. Mental pain, physical pain, just got to play.
It's all adrenaline from here. About minute 40 left to play. It's 4-point game, 48-44 Cardinals. As Cardinal has this ball over inside, tossing it over to Cutridge. Cutridge back over to Kissel. Kissel, a little bit of foul trouble. 3 fouls so far in this game. Shot taken near side. Cardinal, no good. Inbounded again by Schultz. Schultz tried to toss it back into the game, but it was stolen by number 13, Kara Marshall. Diedrich with the ball back over to Marshall. Marshall dribbling around, tossing it over. Number 5, Tiffany Bentler. Bentler, a lot of time left. Ball is missed by Hannah Fetched. And she tried to snag that ball, but it was no good.
Yeah, that ball was just left a little too far out to her right side. Tried to be able to bring it back in with one hand. Just got a little excited there and looked up court before she was able to come away with the reception.
Looks like a timeout's being called here by Coach Connie Richardson, and she does not look happy.
No, she's not, and I think it because it was a little sloppy play there, taking care of the ball with the lead. You know, you got a 4-point lead here, a minute to go, and this is not a time for turnovers. You cannot give Baldwin Wallace anything, and they gave them a couple prime opportunities there.
Luckily, Baldwin Wallace wasn't able to make anything of those opportunities. Solid defense in regulation. Schultz gets a Pistol. Pistol dribbling around, looking for an open woman, possibly taking a shot. Over to Kit Taylor. Taylor over to Cutledge. Cutledge inside to Taylor. Taylor takes a shot. No good. Driving down was Bentler. Bentler lost the ball off her shoe. And now Cardinal regains the ball. And Cardinal driving inside, takes her shot. No good.
Connie Richardson was putting her hand up to slow it down.
She's a little slow to get up, too.
Yeah, Coach Richardson's not too happy with Cardinal right now. She wanted her. I mean, they had it. There was 30 seconds left in the game, and with the ability to slow it down, and she went to the lane and tried to get a shot away. It comes back the other way. And
now Danny Kissel gets her 4th foul.
Yeah.
And at the line, shooting 2 is number 40, Sydney Diedrich, possibly making this a one-score game.
Just a mental mistake there. For as great as Cardinal was played, a huge mental mistake there.
First shot is good, and a timeout is being called now by Baldwin Wallace. Full timeout, 60 seconds.
So, yeah, you were sitting at a 2-score game, and now you're sitting here, and now it's down to 3 points. So, you know, you had the turnover. You had the opportunity to put it away. And so what's crucial here, though, is your ability to block that out. Okay, you made the mistake. Can you put it away and finish? You got 19 seconds to finish. And how you can come away with a victory is crucial.
I mean, you got to imagine, though, the players had to be exhausted by now. They've been, like, the stars have been out there for God knows how long. I mean, most of these starters, most of the time the starters usually only play about 20 minutes, 25 minutes a game. They've been playing at least 30 minutes so far this entire game.
Yeah, not much rotation. You're absolutely right. And I think, to your point earlier, I think it's adrenaline right now. And maybe we saw that a little bit with Cardinal there and the mental mistake. Played with too much adrenaline and not enough thought. So I like the ability to take the timeout here, calm down, and just play. You got 19 seconds. Hang on to your lead.
And you can see, like, Cardinal's starting to get a little slow to get up now. I think she's been taking a lot of hard falls this game. She took a couple charge calls. And she's drived a lot towards the middle of the basket and being knocked down. And I think it's starting to wear on her.
I would agree with that.
Now, Diedrich made her second free throw. Score is 48-46. And they are playing. And now the ball almost looks like they're playing what I like to call a boa constrictor defense. They're trying to constrict Otterbein strictly to their half of the court.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's a good way to put it. The unfortunate thing for Baldwin Wallace is now that you're going to put Allie Cardinal at the line, and she's been money from the free throw line.
First shot is good. 17 seconds left. Score is 49-46. It's a one-score game, only a 3-point game. But you got to imagine that this next free throw could potentially be the dagger that ends this game.
Yeah, this is a huge shot right here and a huge shot at redemption for Cardinal.
Second shot is good. Timeout being called now. Looks like it's going to be a timeout by Baldwin Wallace. 30-second timeout. And Cardinal, I mean, you got to think 50-46. Close game, 4-point game. We've seen a lot of lead changes so far, though.
Yeah, you're right, and I think Baldwin Wallace right now, I think Coach Harrer is telling them, you know, you have to come away with 4 points, so there's no sense in hurrying up and trying to take a 3 that's not there.
Right.
Set up, play your game, take the foul. You know, 17 seconds is still a lot of time in basketball at this point.
But, I mean, you got to think, though, if they don't take that three-point shot.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. So
I mean, I think this is a situation where you got to take a risk. You have half of a full shot clock left.
Yeah, and I think if you're Connie Richardson now, you're telling your girls, make them take a 3. You know, make them take a shot that they don't want to take because they are desperate for those 4 points.
And now Baldwin will also start with the ball. Number 13, Kara Marshall will inbound the ball over number 12, Riley Schill. Schill dribbling around top of the key. A lot of defense, a lot of good defense being played right now by the Cardinals. Toss back over to Kara Marshall. Marshall driving inside. Shot is good. Shot is good. 6 seconds left. 6 seconds left. Scores 50-48.
Expect a quick foul here.
And you were right. Quick
and again,
foul.
Great job there, able to get the ball to Cardinal. You know she's going to go to the line, and she'll get 2 shot opportunity here to essentially put it away. 4.8 seconds.
First shot's no good.
Well, this is crucial here.
If she does not make this shot, this could be a potentially tied game.
Yeah, or I mean, you could take a long 3 here.
No good.
Great job.
Sorry, didn't mean to gasp on the air like that, but I was.
No, that's Abby Scholes there doing a great job of. She was able to come down with that rebound. It kind of ricocheted awkwardly off the rim. And now Scholes, 2.4 seconds, an opportunity to put it away.
First shot is good. 51-48, 3-point game. 2.5 seconds left of regulation.
A make here will put this one away. She does.
And it looks like the game is over as they hand the ball back over to the official. It looks like a timeout's going to be called over here by Baldwin Wallace. A full 60-second timeout.
Yeah, so you're down by 4 with 2.4 seconds left. I mean, I'm not going to say it's impossible, but it's impossible right now for Baldwin Wallace to get back into this one. They have to take you're looking at in football terms, a Hail Mary, an onside kick, and another Hail Mary is what you're looking at right now. And
yeah,
I think you see the smiles on the Otterbein bench, and you know anything can happen. But great work here by Otterbein and the Lady Cardinals to gut out a victory in an extremely close game, and they're going to slide up in the all-important OAC standings. They're going to leap from 4 to 3.
Let's not knock on wood here, so.
Yeah, that's true. I'm feeling okay about it.
Ball's going to be inbounded here for the Yellow Jackets by number 10, Katie Smith, senior guard out of Fairview, Ohio. Ball's inbounded, tossed over to Fetch. Fetch loses the ball, takes a shot, no good. And the Cards steal it away, 52-48. A real nail biter here in the Rike Center on Reynolds Court, here in the Rike Center for the Cardinals. And I'll tell you what, I was pretty scared in this fourth quarter.
Yeah, it was an interesting fourth quarter, and I'm really impressed with Otterbein.
Yes.
And
I'll tell you what.
Their ability to. We talked about it. Their ability to protect the lead, and they did just that. They played with strong offense, made a couple mental errors, and were able to rebound from them. So I think a great job, and hats off to both sides. Baldwin Wallace played an excellent game, and just overall, great contest here today.
We knew coming into the game that making their shots and just playing great defense was going to be the key, because we knew that we thought that Hannah Fetch. We both thought during the pregame that Hannah Fetch would be a lot bigger of a factor than she actually was. She didn't shoot a lot. She was in and out towards. She was in and out in the first half, and was predominantly in the second half, but she couldn't get a lot of shots off. She was primarily just an assister towards the second half.
And you're right, and credit to Otterbein there though. Great defense and the ability to shut her down. So I think Otterbein's got to be feeling great about gutting out that victory.
And I don't want to discredit Baldwin Wallace either, because Baldwin Wallace, they played great.
They did.
I mean, I can't.
They did.
It was a 4-point game.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it was a 2-point game literally until 2.5 seconds left in the clock.
Yeah.
So you cannot complain,
No.
especially if you're Baldwin Wallace. If you're Baldwin Wallace, keep your heads up high.
Absolutely, and still a lot of season left to go. So
that's right.
Great job.
Cardinals now 13-8 on the season. 13-8 on the season, 9-5 in the OAC as they take down the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets and possibly move up as high as number 3 in the OAC standings. Now after this game, I am Samar Hamid here with Kyle Zeese, and we are here from Westerville, Ohio, in the Rike Center on Reynolds Court, where the Baldwin Wallace Yellow Jackets have now fell to the Otterbein Cardinals in the Rike Center, 52-48. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time in the Rike Center.